What's up, guys? That was kind of loud. But you ever seen a bandsaw before? So all right, guys, what we're doing today is a piece of metal here. Ooh. Yeah. 12 inches long, cutting it off on the bandsaw here. Anybody guess what we're about to design? So around here, the ground is kind of hard, and it used to like have a target stand. You try to drive a 2x4 on the ground, and then come back and the cows knock it over, and then I got to try it again. We got rocks. The ground's hard in the summertime, so I was walking around outside a while ago. An old brake rotor. I was thinking about calipers. My wife's vehicle's needing some brakes on it as well, so hoping her caliper's not shot, but I know her rotors are gone. So anyway, so what we're going to try to do is fit this in here, make some welds on it. It's very, very, very close to fitting the edge. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. We're going to do it, try to do it with a stick welder. It's rusty metal, so it'll work, I think, okay. And we'll throw that together. We'll put a 2x4 in there, set that on the ground. Hopefully it'll stand up. This would be my paper target stand for sighting in things. There is a couple little tricks I want to tell you. Now this may look simple, and it may probably is simple to some of you, but there's a couple tricks I want to tell you on something I've learned when putting together a target stand like that. Keep you from shooting up your board as bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the grinder out, clean this up a little bit, and try to throw a weld on there, keep it together, and then we'll kind of move on and see if we can put this wood together. So hang with me, let me get some things together, and we'll move on. All right, we're gonna bring you in here a little closer. We're gonna get a wire wheel. We're gonna hit the top of this this old brake rotor and the edge of this. Just things well better when they're clean. Make sure you got your eyes and ears. I used to not wear earplugs when grinding, but then I got an Apple Watch and it warns me when the sounds get loud. I'm like, okay, maybe I should be wearing something. So here we go. We're gonna clean this off a little bit. All right, so kind of got confused on what it's cleaning. We only really need the ends of both of those. I started doing the sides, but they're not going to touch anyway. We're going to try to get this in here, make it set up if we can, if we're really, really lucky. Throw a magnet on there or something, see if it'll help keep it in place. Maybe. It's not much, but these boards out of the way. I think we can get all four corners just to hang in there low. Once we get a weld across there, we'll be fine. Going back to typical safety overall. I used to, like I said, I used to not wear bug. Anyway, I used to not wear safety gear as much. I've got my current job I work at. Safety's always first. Should always be first in your life at home as well. So, it would have been so smart if the guy that grinding this would have made a good place to put a ground clamp, but maybe that'll hold. I'm gonna do this with a stick. I do have wire feet as well, but as I mentioned, sometimes it's good to keep things, well, if they're rusty, sometimes it welds a little bit better with a stick, and it's good to stay in practice. Weld with wire feet all the time, you'll forget how to weld with a stick, right? So I'm using a 7014 here, just a medium, it's like a medium depth rod. It's a 70,000 tensile strength. I use them a lot for general purpose rods. Some people like 6013s or something. I'm not a favor of a 60 series rod just because I just don't seem to weld as well as me. For me, if we were doing something high strength, we would deal with a root pass on a 6010 and follow over the top with a 7018. But just for general stuff, I'm going to use this. I guess I just need to get these safety glasses off and get some a welding helmet on. We'll lay these over here. We don't get them burnt. See if we can make this stick here. We do not have a ground. I was afraid of that. Take this off. I don't have a wire brush. Let's try a wire brush. Maybe a wire brush will get it before we can do it. Without having to get the big grinder out. And we just knocked it off. We're going to get the grinder. Make sure we get it this time. Alrighty. Hopefully that'll get that. Now we got to set this back up because I knocked it loose. I guess if you really wanted to be good, you could weld a plate on there. Or I'm just thinking if I get it stuck, it'll be all right. Let's try this again. Oh. Well, get this back out and then let's try that again. We got that corner stuck. We're gonna move over here. All right. One thing I'm doing wrong is I do not have gloves on. That is the first thing. Yeah, safety's first, but I can't hardly stand wearing gloves in the summer. So the other thing is I had my Apple Watch on. One tip, do not weld with your watch on. It will burn the crystal on it and put specks in it. Been there, done that. Too many times. So we're going to pull this off. Get on this side, throw another tack on each side. Should have it stuck if I'm halfway decent. Should have safety glasses or something when I'm doing that. Those are not what I would call pretty, but they're tacky. Get it clean up. We'll see if we can put a pass down through there. We've got a little bit of a gap in there. I hope it doesn't fall through. I could put a filler piece of some sort, but I think we can get through it. If the first one gives us trouble, we'll try. We'll actually try it the other way. So you guys can see okay. Maybe over here. I don't know. Don't know what this looks like in the camera when we're actually welding. So. All right, so that middle there did try to burn out on me a little bit because it's round, so it's gapped more. We are going to cut that off. See what we got here. Just bring it in here and show you. Not pretty bad, but not a perfect welder. I will agree. I will tell you guys that right off. Come in. We have that hole there in the middle. I'm gonna see if I can fill that in. But that is because, like I said, that's because there was a big gap. Would have been better to put something in there. But we'll see if we can fill it in. And we may come back and put another pass on it. And we're not doing a structural weld here. We're just doing something for hold the target up. So if the cows can't tear it up, we're probably okay. Got a little hot up there on the cube that time. We may be sitting just a little bit hot, but it's okay. We're going to turn around here. Try this side. Leave that weld there. Tack will pop loose. I'm sure both of them did when I was welding. It probably pulled it, but not too worried about it being perfectly straight. See if we can get one on this side now. Tell you what I may do is on this one we may try it a little different. I may weld a little on this side and a little on this side, let it cool and come back and fill in, because it seems like when I get to going, it wants to burn out in the middle. Alright, so we did that first side. Let's come back and do the other side. Yeah, she burned out on us. I'm probably running a little too hot. No edited photo footage here. I am, like I said, doing it the way you would do it at your house. You just probably do it a lot better. Well, now we got a big gap in there. Let's see what I can do. So I turned the heat down a little bit. Still pretty hot. But what I did was made a pass down here, and I'm just going to stack some passes on top of each other until I can build up, hopefully, and fill that up. But we need to let the slag develop there. All right, so again, not trying to make it stick to the tube right now. We're just going to build up the rotor. And hopefully you can see we're going to try to build that rotor up until it gets close enough that we can make it stick. She's still hot. Let's put her down a little more. I actually haven't welded a whole lot with this welder. This is a, I don't know if you can see it in the background. Behind that, it's a Lincoln TIG 175 square wave. I used to have I think it was an Ideal Arc 250. Ideal Arc 250, I do think welded a little smoother, but maybe I'm just not used to this one. See what we can do. Oh, this is horrible, guys. This is horrible. I should have filled it in. I did tell you guys I'm an IT guy, right? Not a welder. Held pretty good on this side over here, but we still got a pretty good hole on this side. See if we can build it up. So I had turned it down a lot. That did help, I believe. Let that cool. Y'all poke and make fun all you want, because I would not want an X-ray on this weld. We are just making it. We're just gonna make it happen. Maybe I should have got the wire feed. We did say this is a how to make a target stand, not a how to weld video, right? About got that hole filled up. Turn the heat down just a little bit. Started out a little too hot. All right. What do we look like there? I think we got enough on there it's going to hold, at least on that side. Turn around here. This one here is actually pretty close to being good, but I will make a patch with a little bit of a pinhole there too. All right, sealed that off. Horrible. All right, hang on a second. I will bring you in here and show you how bad these welds actually look. All right, rule number one, guys, that is ugly. Do not try to fill a hole as an amateur welder. That is ugly, ugly. But will it hold? Absolutely. For our purposes, it will be fine. So let's move on to the portion of making the upright. Maybe I can put a screw in better than I can actually weld. All right, as you can see, that 2x4 fits in there just fine. Should be fine sitting down on the ground somewhere. 2x4 goes all the way to the ground. All right, so what we're gonna do, and as I said, my trick, let me bring you in here a little closer. And maybe this isn't a genius trick or anything special, but it's worked for me. So if you lay this down here, you put this board right in the middle. Can we see this? I'm sure my camera's actually looking at it. Probably, kind of. Okay, there we go. You put that in the middle. You know, the goal of shooting is to shoot the middle of the board typically. So what's going to happen is you're going to blow your board out and possibly break off at some point. So what I have started doing is doing this right here and putting it over on the side. Let me grab a few screws. Sorry guys, I left the drill on the other side of the shop. All right, we got the drill. We're gonna grab a couple screws here. Probably a little overkill for this thin stuff. That's all I got. My impact driver is in the back of my Polaris Ranger. I have not moved it. So we're gonna throw it in here with this. Oh, come on. I'll put 3 of them in there. Come on. Wow, I like an impact driver. And a sturdy table. All right, let's see how this looks. Ooh. All right. So now we have it off to the side. Maybe it won't fall over. I don't think it's gonna fall over that way. It may move around a little, but it can't twist. Unless it actually twists as this, but, that's a thought. It may actually twist this when we hit it. Just depends on what you're shooting it with. I'll give it a shot. We'll take it to the range and give it a try. If worst case, we could always drive a stake in there to keep it from twisting it. That would be a benefit of putting it in the middle, I guess, is it wouldn't try to twist it, but hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't twist it too bad. Yeah, we'll take it to the range and try it, and or actually take it to the field and try it somewhere. Like I said, don't look at my quality, look at the idea behind it. I don't even know how. I think it's about 12 inches long, that piece of tubing that I cut there and sticking up. I think it's 2x4 on the inside, so it does have a little slop on that 1.5 inch by 1.5 by 3.5 2x4 or 3 5/8 or whatever they are. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Maybe we'll get this thing out to the range and give it a try. I appreciate everybody watching. If you would, give me a like and subscribe. Maybe I'll give somebody an idea on something. I'm not a pro. You roast me, I'm used to it. I am married, so I get roasted quite often by my wife. You know how that goes. But anyway, guys, it's not, what do they say? It's not educational. It's just entertainment. So you see what I'm doing around the shop, may give you some inspiration to get out and do something yourself. Again, like and subscribe if you don't mind. 731 Tim. We'll catch you next time. Thanks, guys.